Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Astraea Love. This is Enlightened Journeys, and I'm here to hopefully enlighten your journey. Okay, so please make sure that you are familiar with my legal disclaimer. It is this above part here, but if you're new, I'll just read off a little bit of it. All readings are for entertainment purposes only. This is a reading for the collective, so you need to be able to use your best discernment, okay? Feel free to take what resonates with you and leave what does not for the person that it's meant for. If you have a pendulum, this is a pendulum. Go ahead and go pause this video and go grab that. If you know muscle testing, that's another way that you can ask yes and no answers from spirit, from your higher self. And you can get answers back while I'm doing the live reading so that you know what part of the reading is for you and what part of the reading is for somebody else. Okay. And that's just if you don't have your intuition developed already. Okay. So you can ask additional questions and receive answers from your higher self while I'm doing the live reading. Okay, if you take any advice with you from the reading, please follow up with a professional in the field of that advice before applying said advice to your life. Know that not every message will be your message and not every message will resonate, and that's absolutely okay. There's always something, when you've drawn me into your reality, there's always something to learn from whatever I'm talking about. So it could be that you just need to learn from a mistake somebody else makes that we talk about in the reading, and then that way you wouldn't make the mistake, okay? And that would be the most wisest, best way to learn without having to make the mistake yourself. Okay, anyways. Also, there's going to be a major trigger warning anytime that we work with the tarot. I don't know what your personal triggers are, okay? I'm not here to trigger anybody. So make sure that you have taken some time to get grounded, that you're emotionally and mentally in a good space, and that if anything does get triggered, hi, welcome in, that you'll be able to actually deal and process that energy. And that's what we're here today to do. That's why we are invoking and inviting God into everything that we do. Okay. And all of these messages are timeless and prophetic. So whenever you get to this message, it'll be something in here that you need to hear. Okay. All right. So by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled, be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. I'm reminding the people watching about my personal human rights. Attempting to persecute me in any form or fashion for what I channel from God and the Holy Spirit is a violation against this contract and the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech. Any attempt to silence me will be followed up with by the Most High God. Treat others how you want to be treated. Do not shoot the messenger and do not harm the prophets of God. Okay, so now we're going to do the prayer. And if you don't pray, that's totally fine. I'm going to pray for the both of us. Actually, just for all of us. Okay, so I ask that the Most High God can be with us now. In spirit, I ask that the Most High continue to order our steps when dealing with anything in the psychic realm. I also ask for the archangels, the ascended masters, Jesus, Muhammad, and any other beings of light, starseed family, that would like to come be with us now. Also, all spiritual court systems, including guardian angels, spirit guides, and Saint Benedict, the Ophanim, the Avengers, and the Galactic Federation of Lights. The saints, the Buddha, all of that. We ask all of our higher selves to come be with us now and to step into our consciousness now. I call upon the Watchers, Baron Samde, Papa Legba, the Orisha, the Loa, Olodumare, and Bonquay. All right, so we do that. Anytime I pick up that there's voodoo, we call upon those because we want to get rid of that stuff. Okay. Not all voodoo's bad, from what I've heard. Again, I've never seen any positive voodoo. I've only dealt with clearing negative voodoo. I don't mean to laugh about that, but they do say that some of it's positive. So I don't know. All right. God and Archangel Michael specifically, please block out any evil and all negative people, anyone that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. We're calling in for the 4 directions are for safety and protection. I also ask that the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth be revealed to me and my collective. And I ask for all of my subscribers to be blessed. Okay. So I ask now as I call upon God's favor to give us the full armor of God for protection during our life's mission and work here on earth. I'm eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles in your holy name, Lord my God. I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Amen. Okay. Awesome sauce. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in, Bethany. Okay, so somebody, well, what I picked up on is basically a group of people. They're doing criminal things. So we're going to be working with the True Crime Oracle and with the Tarot today. So I usually start with the Tarot to get us some basic energy of what's going on. All right, I'm already seeing illusions at the bottom of the deck. So yes, grand spring morning. It's beautiful morning. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your water. If you haven't taken your medicine today and that's something you're supposed to do, pause this video. You can always pause the video to take care of yourself and then come back to it. All right, so I keep seeing the Queen of Wands in the reverse. So there's definitely a feminine energy. All right, this feminine energy that is coming forward is there's a ring. There's, you know, when people start a hate group or probably any group, there's like always a ringleader. And then there's always somebody in the group that's farthest associated with whatever's going on with the group. But then usually there's like a ringleader. Sorry. I said it backwards. So I'm picking up on a group of women that has this Queen of Wands in the reverse as a ringleader. God, can't say that word. Okay, so I'm already getting tongue-tied. So this person could have put some energy out there, like a shut up spell. They definitely don't want somebody speaking their truth here. I'm also getting that this person is afraid of, they don't want their children speaking the truth. Okay, so this indicates a woman who's over 30, cool, frosty demeanor, classically attractive but aloof, plays games with men's hearts and feelings. This person will be unfaithful. Naturally thin and attractive without effort, self-absorbed and selfish. This person practices witchcraft, absolutely, for sure. Not interested in career advancement. This person would rather steal energy from other people and use that than, you know, they're very controlling, manipulating, and vindictive. Okay, they're also very foolish. I feel like they see you in the energy of the Fool, just being a free spirit, being an entrepreneur, and being somebody that's interested in spiritual growth, right? That's what I feel like they're seeing you as. But again, the Fool could be interpreted in many different ways. You're definitely somebody that's a dreamer. This person has been trying to get access to your dream state. And then I'm seeing this Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and I feel like this is the boyfriend or the masculine energy. This is somebody that you know. Okay, that's linked up with this Queen of Wands. Refers to a male that's under 40. I don't like when they put the age limits on them, because again, in the tarot, we have pages, but we don't have like princesses. So I think, and the pages are always masculine. So anyways, I just think that we should take the genders out of tarot, because I'm picking up on energies, and we both have masculine and feminine energies. So for example, I could be picking up on somebody that's homosexual, and they could actually come up as a feminine card because they've been in their feminine energy most of their life. And so in the reading, that's, as far as reading energy, that's what I would be picking up on. So I'll always tell you what the specifics of what I'm picking up on. But yeah, this is a heterosexual, well, maybe they're a bisexual couple. These two people, I'm getting LGBTQ plus also with this woman. So she's bisexual, but this man, he might not be bisexual. So these people are obsessed with success, financially secure, stubborn, argumentative, relentless, consistently pessimistic, no sense of humor, doesn't believe in wasting time, hard on himself, well-educated and opinionated. This person is very toxic. These two people are extremely toxic. All right. They're very jealous of this. Like, and I'm going to tell you that jealousy and envy is never a reason to be cruel to somebody. Okay. These people are not taking responsibility or accountability for their actions and what they've been doing and how they get triggered. So they see you just living your life, and you're like, you're not even tapping into these people. Like, these people are strictly trying to attach something to you. I also feel like somebody has been trying to frame you. And I think that today we're going to get down to the nitty gritty of who these people are. Um, but what I see is like you're on your happy adventure, and then you have these people from the past that just don't want to let go of your energy. They got too entitled, too used to being around you. You could have been friends with this person for quite a long time before you realize their betraying ass nature. Because that's what I pick up is like ultimate betrayal from this Queen of Wands energy. Could have been a love situation. I knew that this was going to come out. So yeah, they're definitely working with the Hierophant group. Now this could be, when I see the Hierophant, it could be a religion, it could be a spirituality group, it could be an online coven, it could be a witchcraft group, it could be a secret society, it could be the Masons, it could be the Illuminati, it could be the Catholic Church, it could be all of those things. Okay, so this person has taken whatever lie they created about you, and that's what I get is this is why you're in the Fool energy. You're unaware of what these people have been saying. So I don't know what I'm picking up. Like maybe they've just created lies. Like what would the lie be? Maybe that you're a sex worker, that you're not actually a divine feminine, or you're not intuitive. Yeah. Whatever they've said about you, it's caused a Three of Pentacles collaboration to walk away from them. So they have had a collaboration. And again, two people is a collaboration, but I'm picking up on more people than that. They've had to walk away, Eight of Cups, completely abandon their lie. And so I feel like they were saying there could be a couple of things going around. Maybe that you're a SEX worker, like I was saying, or that you're a fraud, you're not an intuitive, you're not, like, you could do some type of spiritual work. And maybe you are just very in tune. And this person truly, I think that there's something wrong with their brain. This person, to have any intuition, and this is why they don't have intuition, they do witchcraft. This person goes in the background, does a bunch of spell work, and then they believe that this demon or entity or whatever is giving them powers, but that's not really the case. They're really powerful in any type of way. So you hold the energy of the magician. I also feel like this person's tried to stop you from attracting this emperor into your life. So when I say that you're the magician, that doesn't mean I think that you practice magic. It means that I feel like you are an overachiever. You have a lot of power of concentration, and you're able to alchemize energy, basically. Right. So to me, you being the magician in the upright means that anything that these people have sent magic wise, why they're having the Eight of Cups, this whole endeavor against you, is because this person thought that you were a fool. They thought that you were an easy mark. Right. They thought that this would be easy as hell to steal your destiny, to steal your fate, and to steal your money, your house, your car, everything. They thought that this shit would be easy. And this has become, they were going to try to do something to sacrifice you to this Hierophant group spiritually. And these people have not even done this ritual yet. And they're being warned not to do it. So with this next full moon, if you get a whole bunch of energy that comes your way, the best thing you can do is to sidestep it by going like, okay, I know myself. Knowing thyself is going to be the most, when you're dealing with people who have an identity crisis, like these two individuals, they don't know who they are. That's why this person, you have a copycat. This Queen of Wands is a copycat. So yeah, I definitely feel like, this masculine energy you could have had stuck in your sacred yoni area. So I'm just going to pray that this masculine gets cleaned out of your energetic system, and everyone attached, this entire community or collaboration attached to this masculine. Okay, we can just, God, we want to resolve this issue right now. That means everything that has been attached to the yoni energy of everyone in my collective. We want a full cleanse, a full clearing of that sacred sexual energy, because somebody is trying to get you to engage in some type of sexual activity so that they can drain your energy. They're using negative entities to do this, but now they're not. I'm not even kidding. These people are FUCKED. Now that we just got them out of your energy, these people are screwed. They're not going to be able to recover from what's about to happen to them. So you could have a platform, but you don't have to. I feel like there's a lot of jealousy being projected to somebody's online business or maybe their work. So somebody could be very jealous of you. And they've tried to stop this emperor from coming into your life. Okay? They haven't been able to do that because you're still the magician. I do feel like you're more of the empress energy. You could be a mother, you could be a parent. You don't have to be, but you could be. You could be a very good mother, and this could be something that this Queen of Wands is very jealous about. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in, BC. I hope that you are having a wonderful morning or afternoon. Yeah, so the good thing is that, these people, if they walk away, if they 8 of Cups, this endeavor against you, now while they can possibly keep themselves out of jail. But if they attempt to attach to your sacred sexual energy like one more time, like they've done in the past, these 2 people do sex magic. And I don't know a whole lot about sex magic to tell you what it is or how it's done, but I can tell you that it does link in with the sacred yoni energy that I was just praying that would be cleansed from the collective, right? So there is something very spiritual about sex. There's probably some type of link between spirit and sex. I'm just not for sure how it links in. That'd be probably something to ask Baron Somdi about because he knows about that type of thing. But yeah, when I think of sex magic, I think of like voodoo. Oh, good. Yay. Oh, you've been seeing 6s. I love the number 6. 6 is awesome. It's always about improving your physical environment. So yeah, that's good. That means like more material success as well. I also feel like 6 is the number of feng shui. So you could be creating feng shui or balance at this time. And well, that just makes sense. Like with you being the magician, that absolutely just makes sense to me. So there could be an emperor that's going to come into your life in the near future. Now, I know that this guy looks really old, but don't think that there's no age restriction on this card. And I don't really like the age restrictions because like I was saying, the tarot they have the page energy, but they don't have the female energy. Yeah. So this person, even though they look old, this emperor that's going to be coming into your life does not look like this. They're a younger person. They're definitely in their 40s. Yeah, they're in their 40s for sure. So that's the type of energy that I feel that's coming forward. And this person is beyond compatible. Like there's a reason that this couple from your past has wanted to work with a Hierophant group in a collaboration to keep you from realizing your true potential. Because the moment that you do, it kicks them out of your energy. And then these people are SOL, right? These people have done so many like drugs and crimes that they've really damaged their spiritual body. They're also addicted to alcohol. I'm getting a lot of these people drink until they have to like walk away from alcohol, which means they're addicted to it. Okay, so they may be having the shakes. I also feel like somebody's been trying to pull you back down a genetic pattern that you have just straight up evolved from. You have like hopped. You've just been your happy little bunny self, and you've hopped from one timeline to another, and you've just continued to go up the ladder, like Jacob's ladder of ascension. Ooh, I got chills with that. Because it's very important for you to know that you're able to shift timelines. This is not something that everybody can do, I don't think, but I do know that you can do it. And you've been skipping timelines on these people. So this is why they're very confused why their like limitations that they've been trying to put on you have not come into fruition, right? So they're also afraid of you getting some type of good news from the universe. And I think that this Two of Pentacles good news could literally be about, it could be about a court case with these people. I think that these people were trying to build some type of case to take you to court, but their lawyer has told them that they're going to lose if they attempt to do that. Because there's legally, you have not done anything, where these people have legally done something. Single for 8 years. Wow. Activated heart shot. Cool. Cool. Wow. Rose bet 6. Okay. I'll have to listen to that. Yeah. Good. Yeah. It's awesome sauce for sure. So yeah, you will be getting some good news. And this Emperor could be the person that delivers this good news to you. It could be that you end up meeting your divine partner through something that would seem tragic, like a court case. Let me just tell you, if these people ever try to take you to court, or if you're in any type of court situation with these individuals, you will win. Like that's something that's just saying that, you know, sometimes losing is winning, okay? Because stupid people will play stupid games and win stupid prizes. So sometimes losing is winning, and sometimes winning is losing. And knowing the difference between the two. I know that sounded confusing, but it's not. Sometimes we can win rewards that are shitty, right? For whatever our actions are. These people have created a lot of like negative press about you. That's why I feel like you're a public figure or something, or you're meant to be, or maybe you do motivational speaking, or maybe you're just very psychic. I feel like you guys are so psychic. Yeah, this person was wanting to breadcrumb you, like literally. Yes, slow and steady. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what the thing is, BC, that it's actually is okay right now. You know, you may not feel like you have everything in your life that you want, but you're not being breadcrumbed. The universe, like, and this is why I always tell people that health is wealth, happiness, wealth. All of these things that money cannot buy is true wealth and riches. And when you have a full life, and that's what I'm seeing you living, is a full life, even though you've been single for some time, I feel like partially what has happened, BC, is that you put up a heart wall and you're kind of trying to keep people out. And that's why when this good news comes to you, it's going to break you out of that cycle, because you've dated the same type of person, and they've showed up in different people. This is when you realize that there's something spiritual going on. There is a spiritual energy that's jumped from person to person, and it's given you almost verbatim the same exact experience. Okay. And then I feel like maybe you felt like there was a major loss. I don't know if somebody passed away or if they just left and ghosted you or whatever this is, but I'm picking up on abandonment. So knowing that God has not abandoned you, knowing that God wants you to be happy. There is 100. Yeah, gratitude is your attitude. That's the best way to live, honestly, because the more that you're grateful for, the more, yeah, yeah, because it's very scary to try to let somebody back in. And these are not people that you would want to let back in, but you do have an ex that is still obsessed with your energy. This is the person, this Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, that we're cleansing out of your yoni, because this person is obsessed. They're just obsessed. And maybe you weren't as spiritual before when you were with this person, or maybe you were just waking up to your spirituality. You have completely gone through a total rebirth transformation. And that's why you're not on the same timeline as these people anymore. Like, you've done the work, and so you've been able to shift. And these people are not willing to take accountability for anything in their lives. Yeah, this Knight of Wands energy, this is definitely somebody from the past. And I was picking up that this would be a group of people. So we've got a Knight of Wands, a Hierophant group, a collaboration, a Queen of Wands in the reverse, and a Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This Knight of Wands is somebody that they were going to send in, but I feel like you sniffed this person out. You maybe started talking to them, and then you realized that they were not for you. Very obsessed. Absolutely sends you telepathic messages continuously all day. That's because this person is, doing some type of weird sex magic to try to sacrifice your energy, because they didn't see the spiritual saint energy inside of you before. Now they see that, and the demon in these people or whatever energy is attached to them really wants to have that for themselves, basically. So I bet you've got you've got so many guardians that are like protecting you. They're going to allow the telepathic message to come through so that you gain control over your telepathy, because this is just one being that's doing this, that's acting through multiple people. And I feel like, yeah, they want you on the defensive, right? They want you to have to defend yourself. What I'm telling you to do is basically pray and then give it over to whoever you see as the oneness of all, God, the creator, because these people are going to have to be in the defensive mode. Because what happens when they send out magic and you're not the same frequency, like you don't hold the vibration that this magic that they're doing is, so it's not going to stick to you. It's not going to affect you. But then when it bounces off your aura, literally, and Archangel Michael sends it back to these people, they're going to be on the defensive because of what they sent out. And because mainly the intention that they held. And I picked up that there was crimes being committed. So yes. And I definitely felt that these people were alcoholics. This 3 of Cups in the reverse just absolutely confirms that to me. That it also tells me that their friends are turning their back on them. I think people have had enough. It kind of reminds me of this movie called 28 Days, and it's got Sandra Bullock in it. And she goes to a rehab for 28 days. Yeah, every night. Yeah. To vision yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, God loves you so much. So I want to see what these people have done, because I feel like somebody's gotten a DUI. I feel like there may be a hit and run. I feel like whatever was done, somebody was trying to come towards you to do something. And I think that this person, maybe you live with a parent, or maybe you live with a friend or something, but they don't know where you live. They don't know where you used to live, but that's not where you live. And they know where your parents stay at, but I feel like maybe even your parent has moved. What was that? Okay, let's see. Burial. These people buried something. And when I get this burial energy, they buried something that into the earth to try to stop you. It could be a jar. It could be. Now, I'm never going to diss on anybody that uses their spiritual abilities to help other people. I think that that's beautiful. If you connect with being a white witch, that's beautiful. Okay. But the people that are abusing their abilities and they're making these weird shit jars and putting them in the ground with the intention that it's going to attack somebody else. Okay, it just makes no sense to me. This energy is affecting these people. It's not even touching you. These people wanted you to be lazy. They wanted you not to be able to get out of bed. They wanted you to feel like you were being buried alive. Okay, which is redonkulous, but it's not even affecting you. And why? Because it was them. It was their hand that wrote your name down and put that in that jar. It was their piss and shit. It's all their energy. So how does somebody, I mean, you would have to be a very skilled magician to pull this off. How would somebody be able to send energy toward creating all of this negative energy in this bottle or jar? How would they be able to then transfer that to you when everything in that jar has their energy on it? This is why people don't understand what they're doing when they try to use negative witchcraft. Now, I do know that there can be positive jars that are buried, and Gaia doesn't mind that. But see, we're seeing a couple here because there's definitely a couple. Gaia does not mind that. You know what I mean? But when it comes to these, putting people in the freezer and all of this weird stuff, Gaia's not supporting this shit, basically. Whatever this couple is into, Gaia's like, nope. Like, I will be sending that energy to you. So it could be beneficial for you to ground your energy at this time. Just take a little bit more time grounding, maybe feeding the birds, going for a little walk, as long as it's safe in your area to do so and things like that. Now, I feel like these people are trying to watch you spiritually, but they don't have eyes on you in the physical. Unless you have a platform of some type, then they're watching that under a fake account. but I feel like they're basically watching your social media. This woman has become obsessed with you. Death, burial, and death. These people were trying to bring a death or an ending to you, and this is going back on them. So it could be even that you end up getting, okay, there's going to be somebody out there that's in the military that's going to get a knock. Am I allowed to say this, Spirit? Yeah, I guess I am. It's going to get a knock from an emperor at their door. They're going to get a message, and this is not going to be a good message about their husband. Okay. But this is some type of backfire. This person that's going to experience this, it's some type of backfire from something else that was done. So, yeah, very just kind of jealousy, jealousy, something done out of jealousy. Like I said, these people, their envy and jealousy, there's never going to be a day where somebody this reminds me of the ruby slippers from Wizard of Oz, but there's never going to be a day where jealousy and envy is the basic reason why you're attacking someone or trying to take their life or take their freedom from them. Okay, jealousy and envy is not a valid reason. These people need to be accountable for their emotions, and they need to realize that when they indulge in this drug alcoholic behavior to the extent that they do, I just keep looking at this 8 of Cups, and I'm just seeing all of those being tipped over pretty much, and they've been drank. There's alcohol in all of those cups. And so I feel like these people, they have not changed. They have not grown. And when they overindulge in this alcohol, that's when they really start to focus on you in a very unhealthy way. And it fuels their jealousy. There is an entity that is fueling them to be envious and jealous. And it's because of your divine life purpose, your mission. You're here to help people. I do feel like you guys are divine messengers. Even if you don't give messages to people, I still, when I was not on here giving messages, I was reading for the public in the Crystal Ray. But after that, before I got started doing this, I was just working with God, just me and God, Wow. Yeah. Red shoes. Yes, absolutely. So this is definitely giving, anytime that you see red shoes comes to your mind, I would say that is an indication that somebody is jealous. Which I think that jealousy is just illogical, because you never know what another person's life is really like. It may look a certain type of way, but it most likely, every single person alive has trauma. Oh, I love it. Every person alive has trauma. And so, you don't want to trade your trauma for somebody else's, and you don't want to have to experience what other people experience. And so that's why people who are jealous, they don't have gratitude for their life, right? Because instead of being happy with what God gave them, they're envious and jealous of what God has given you. But the difference is that you've done the healing, you've done the work. And so that's why God's supporting you. This was a spouse/partner of yours in the past who felt like you, all of a sudden after you left them, that you blew up, you lit up, you became better. And I'm sorry, but that's just an indication that if you leave a relationship and you start to get better, what does that say about the other person, to what they were doing to your energy? You know what I mean? And the fact that these people have tried to stay attached to your sacred yoni energy, that is crazy, because you're actually birthing a new world that doesn't have people like this in it. And this new earth, there's not going to be jealousy like it exists here. And most likely because the energy or entity that's making these people feel jealous, it taunts them in their head. Yeah, there could be a tunnel around you. I feel like you have some type of supernatural creature in this tunnel that is watching out for you. So it's like underneath your city. Yo, that's wild. This is like a Anubis-like creature. It's underneath your city. It's in the tunnels, and it basically is right underneath you right now. That is wild. Okay, so it's basically protecting you, because if this person, it's protecting you from this energy and from this person. That is wild. I mean, I know that there's dogmen that live in underground tunnels all over the world. But yeah, I don't every day see it protecting. Yeah. Okay. So also, your ex was somebody who would blow through money, right? You're a native land. That absolutely makes sense then. This could even be Indian burial ground tunnel. That burial and tunnel, that's totally, hi, welcome in, Lafayette. That's totally that type of energy. So was something about your money. In the past, when you were with this person, it was hard to hold on to money, or it was hard to have money. Even though they were making money and supposed to be a provider, they blew through the money. And I feel like this person drank a lot of alcohol. They blew through the money by drinking. Um, Now, the only reason that these people want to get back in your energy is because they're jealous about you making money. They see you making money online or in the real life, and they see that you're able to support yourself. See, this person never wanted you to get off of alcohol or anything. They never wanted you to get your stuff together. Yeah, you're not only the financial provider, but the emotional stability provider. And that's not cool, BC. Like, when you've had an entire lifetime of having to emotionally regulate your parents, having to emotionally regulate a sibling, or a friend, then you get into a relationship and you're having to emotionally and financially regulate this person. No, that's just too much. That's putting way too much on an empath's shoulders. But you also have to understand that your father's an empath, your mother is an intuitive. These gifts are genetic, so they couldn't do for you what they didn't have done for them, if that makes sense. Like, if your mother doesn't know unconditional love, and I'm not saying that, but this is just an example, then they can't teach that to you. And so you're learning all of the things that your parents didn't know, right? These person, I'm not even kidding, they're jealous, envious, greed about the money that you're making. So maybe you're getting monetized, you know maybe they're just using divination to look at your money. But either way, I'm definitely picking up that these people, you know this person has been losing since you've been gone. Literally, since you've been gone, this person has been losing. They're just like losing money, they're losing their house, all sorts of stuff. And instead of going to like a welfare office or something to the equivalent of that to ask for help, this person just comes back to your energy and feels like that they're going to just take some of that and it'll magically manifest. Yeah, this desert energy makes me feel like how these people want you to feel dried out. They want you to feel like you're in a drought, that you're in a desert, that you have the sun beating down on you all the time. I'm also getting that these people might have committed some type of crime in the desert. I just heard that somebody that miscarries or unalives their pregnancies and then takes them out to the bodies out to the desert to bury. That's horrible. I really feel like you didn't know who your ex was when you were with them. Or maybe they just dismemberment. What I just say about that baby takes them out and look at the cracked ground, looks like a desert. Like, takes them out to the desert to bury them. Yo, I've never used this deck before, by the way. It's brand new. But yeah, dismemberment. This is what I'm saying. They're doing something super illegal. And this man wants to get away from this freaking woman so bad and come back to you. But I feel like this person even makes up fake text messages pretending like you message them. Marriage or wedding. Yeah. Saying that maybe that you guys will get married. I think that this person, when you were with them, you did not maybe you were not married to this person. Maybe they married this karmic person and now they're stuck with them. How ironic. I don't know if they treated you like, oh, you're not good enough to marry or whatever, but I definitely get this egotism from this person. Very big ego, very stuck in their pride, very stuck in their ways. This 8 of Swords that I just pulled, I know that you could even be getting a message that one of these people is in the 8 of Swords. They're in jail they're going to jail. Whatever this alcohol they're going to make a mistake. It could be a DUI. They could have already gotten a DUI. They could be getting another DUI, but it's that type of energy, right? I feel like this person really, really put you through the ringer. So to find out that they've been doing anything to try to steal from you or do any fraud in your name, because that's another thing that I'm picking up on. Yeah, they were having definitely meetings about you, and they're going to be having a meeting about this because you're not going to marry anyone. Okay. I don't know why so I'm wondering if they know about an inheritance that you don't know about. Because why in the world these people want to bait you into some type of situation where they could get insurance on you. Yeah, they may ask you to travel somewhere. Okay, just be aware of that. It could benefit you to travel. And you don't have to go far, but it could just benefit you to travel. Take a little vacation. But these people definitely want to travel towards you. If they knew where you were at, they would definitely stalk you. Yeah, this is definitely somebody that they treated you like you were a caregiver. Like, what the hell? No, no, that's so weird. And I feel like this man is sick with something. And it's alcoholism. Could be something else as well that they caught. But they are literally remembering you in this caregiver mode that when they were suffering, maybe they weren't in a wheelchair, but they could have been. Maybe they were suffering and you took care of them, right? This person thinks that you're so kind and generous that you have so many feelings for them that once you find out that they are in need, that you're going to just jump on the bandwagon. Like, you're not a people pleaser anymore. You were in the past, but that's just because you didn't know who you were. You were still figuring out who you were, Yeah, definitely his mom, definitely his mother. I mean, she's even worse than him. But yeah. These people covered up a lot of stuff. They could have even traveled to have a meeting about this caregiver energy. What can we get off of this person? The mountains. They could have traveled to some type of mountain or to the mountains somewhere to meet with somebody. Or you could live by the mountains, but you don't have to. I'm also getting somebody could live in an area where it's not a lot of sunshine. It's kind of maybe more of a cloudy or rainy climate sometimes. Like sometimes you could feel like it's just been raining for too long. This is exactly what I'm seeing. This life insurance, this is what they wanted to do. Okay. They wanted to become some type of caregiver to you, overseer of this life insurance policy. And then they wanted to trap you in some type of way so that they could have this life insurance. That is pretty freaking evil. I'm not going to lie. That's diabolical. These people are in debt, so they're super desperate. Strangulation. They were going to do something like this. You could have had a dream about this. You dream you're on a mountain every night. That's very significant. Mountains are so spiritual. Literally, there's a spirit that watches over every mountain. So I love that. Yeah, this strangulation energy, this is something that these people are sick, man. Organized crime with the meeting, the caregiver, the life insurance. This is absolutely some type of organized crime. But literally, you have not been affected by this energy or these intentions, and it's because you work for God. And so you may work on YouTube, you could work on TikTok, you could work on a different site. Whatever you do for a living, God considers you to be working for the Most High. That's what God is considering you. So that's why these people are doing this. Neighborhood. These people could be trying to find out what neighborhood you're in or trying to infiltrate your neighborhood. What I'm getting is they want to come bury some shit in your yard. like some evil shit or some type of crime that they committed, like they want to bury something in your yard, some graveyard stuff. Yeah, they want this to be hidden. They want all of their lies to be hidden. This person could try to offer you a gift. Don't accept it. I feel like this person could have been responsible for a grandparent passing. Their witchcraft, like I said, this would have been a crime of passion. And this is because these people wanted to have a love affair with you. They wanted you to party with them and contract whatever STD it is that they have. These people are not only LGBTQ plus, but they also are polyamorous? Yeah, dating, wanted to date you. That's crazy. If you ever get a suspicious looking gift, just don't open it. Return it back to whoever sent it. And if there's not a return address on that, then never open it, because literally that could be very dangerous. But I don't feel like these people know where you are, so you're fine. This is definitely a masculine energy who is being all vengeful and evil, and is thinking about this crime of passion to commit. They're very perverted. This is definitely about sexual perversion. I feel like the alcohol and the substances make that worse for this person. And then, of course, this is the energy that you ride with. These aliens right here. These aliens, these people are so negative that these extraterrestrials that watch over you have literally had to intervene. And now these people are all afraid, and they're whining and crying and Eight of Cupsing the situation. They're getting breadcrumb by the universe. They're not going to be able to bring in this Knight of Wands offer to you. And it's because you have aliens that will abduct them and straight up anal probe their ass in the literal, to the point where these people will never want to mess with you ever again. And that's something that's absolutely terrifying, but it's good to know that you have that type of protection. So these people know that they're being watched. They know that they're being watched by something in the sky, because they've tried to come towards you before, and they have literally been stopped by this energy. Water. This person could literally be across a body of water from you. It could be a lake, something small as a lake, or it could be something like a river. But definitely, these aliens also live in the water. It's one of their bases is in the water. So yeah, I think that these people were successful at doing something to you in a past life, but this lifetime, it's a no-go. These people are in major debt, karmic debt, spiritual debt, financial debt, every type of debt. Okay, so that's their reason for coming towards you. They want to get on the inside, and they want to know the inside scoop about your life. This person is very homicidal. Both of these people, actually, they're very dangerous individuals. Accomplice and partner in crime. Yeah, they work together. Major work together. Stupid. This was such a bad idea. There could be a serial killer that is literally stalking these two people. I'm just going to tell you that your ancestors are badass. You could have an ancestor that was a serial killer that is in ancestral form hunting people like this. I definitely don't feel that that's a serial killer being directed at you. I feel like that is somebody is working with a serial killer, and they're about to get unalived by them. The Greys don't play. I know they don't play for sure. And you have to understand that the aliens are not going to allow somebody to come snatch you up, because you are a part of their experiment. Like when you were abducted, they experimented on you. They changed your inside so that you could hold the psychic power, and they want to see how you're going to be able to do. They're watching over you. They're not going to allow their investment to be, messed with, basically, is what I'm hearing. Secret. That's a big secret as to why you're so protected. It's the Most High God and all these other forces. And then the Most High God sends in somebody who is a serial killer, because these people were going to try to do that to you. And God's like, oh, you're going to do that to my child? Well, I'm going to do this to you and your children. Yeah, this female energy. She wants you out of the way so that this masculine will love her. This masculine will never love her. Not one day of her life, okay? She's a really bad person. See, they know that you are the power supply. So they know that if they play their cards wrong, you'll cut them out forever. That was why we removed them from the yoni energy, because they do a lot of weird stuff. You may end up finding out about a serial killer on the news in the years to come from now. Like, I'm getting somebody watching the news years to come from now. You see a serial killer on the news and their victims, and you're going to find out that your ex is one of these people's, the serial killer's victims. Or it could be even a serial killer that doesn't get caught because they're like a ninja. Yeah, they could get rid of their evidence via fire, which is probably one of the best ways, I would say. This serial killer unaliver stops people that create abuse and neglect. So this person specifically goes, because this person was why we're getting this serial killer's life, but this person was abused and neglected by its mother and father horribly. And so now it hunts down people that try to do the same type of abuse to other people. But it has some type of moral, spiritual code that it follows, kind of like Dexter. Mind control. These people tried to access your mind so that they could control your mind, basically. And that was dumb. Gray's already put technology in your brain to counteract any type of human mind control, witchcraft, or, the energetic implants that get put in. You've got one here in the medulla oblongata. It kind of causes migraines from time to time, but it's only when somebody's trying to dislodge this thing. It's like right about there, okay, in your brain. And so when people try to dislodge this thing, they're trying to access that thing is protecting your mind from being taken over by whatever this other mind control technology is. So when they try to access that, that's when you start to get a headache. So now that you know that, you can go, okay, this is not my energy. I know myself. This is not my energy. I send it back to the person that sent it to me. Yeah, these people are going to run away. They're going to be running from the justice that comes. They wanted you to go missing. They're going to go missing. These people literally could have tried to even fake a death of you or something like that, or they had an idea to, because then they were going to cash in on this life insurance policy. You may want to just search and see if anybody's taken out a life insurance policy on you or tried to, or if anybody's gotten married in your name. Yeah, you're still alive. This is a problem for basically these two people, the fact that you're still alive. And so I'm going to always say that if these people have a problem with you being alive, they need to get over it. Because there's lots of people that are alive, okay? But you don't have crazy individuals coming after everybody. It's only specific chosen people. And you're going to get justice. I mean, this serial killer doing what it's going to do to these people is creating justice on its own. But yeah, you are still going to get justice from this person. And from their family, because I feel like their family could be involved. Regret. When this justice comes in for you, these people are going to be in such regret. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Just keep on dancing. Just move that energy right out. Yeah. These people have a long road to go down. I mean, they're going to have to walk the line, and literally. These people could be looking for whatever road leads to your house. I don't know where you live, but there must be common roads that people drive on. These people their gifts have been smited from them. They don't have them anymore. So they don't have any ability to tap in or to do anything. They want revenge for this. Like it's your fault their gifts got taken. No human could take the gifts of another person. I know that everybody's delusional about that, but that's not what happens. It's not possible. No person can do that to another person. These people want revenge because they're jealous and envious. They want you to be imprisoned, yet what is this Eight of Swords saying about them and their next actions? These people want you to go to jail, but they're the ones that are committing all the illegal activities. So that's crazy. Yeah, these people could be trying to surveillance you. I would suggest getting a ring bell cam if you don't have other security that controls random people from coming up to your house. I don't feel like these people are going to find you. Even if you've been doxxed and you're on the internet, God is not going to allow these people to find that information. They're definitely stalking through social media, which is what I said from the very beginning, is they're definitely doing this through social media. I feel like this serial killer could even be watching me. This person's looking for me to like expose somebody so they can go do another serial killing, whatever you would call that, another unaliving. Or they may be even listening to things that you say because they want to create justice for you. And that's crazy that I am picking up on. I get more of a scary energy from these two people than I do from this serial killer energy. The serial killer could be this Knight of Wands, and they're in the upright because they've been sent from God to eliminate people who the world doesn't do jack shit about. I'm telling you, there definitely were police that knew about these people's crimes and didn't do shit. It could benefit you to go to the beach. I'm just saying that the beach is something that provides protection for you. So do mountains. So going out into nature, you're going to get lost and lost within yourself. And you're going to find yourself in your energy and realize, oh my gosh, this person was attached to my sacred energy. These people are going to try to cover up what they did, but the way that they are going to cover up what they did is going to make them look extra guilty. So it'd almost be better if they didn't try to cover up what they did. But yeah, these people are headed straight to jail, like for sure. They could be staying in a motel or a hotel. Okay. They're definitely working with this devil energy, but we knew that. We obviously knew that there was some energy or entity or something that is behind these people doing this stuff. Yeah, now they want to clean up after their crimes and stuff. And yeah, oh, you got signs to go to the beach for this weekend. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I see you collecting like little seashells, some sand. Maybe you're going to turn this into like pendants or jewelry, or you're going to do something artsy with it. I'm totally loving it. These people are poisoning themselves with the drugs and alcohol, but that was another way that they were going to try to do something to you, was trying to poison you. And these people can't find somebody they're like, all the places you go to eat, these people don't know about those places. You could even have switched up where you used to go when you were with this person, and you go to completely different places to eat now. Or maybe you have your food order. These people have tried to bribe people at these old places that you used to go eat at to put something in your food or your drink. And they've literally gotten told no. I don't know if these people have called the police on them, but they've been turned down from that. Wooded area. So yeah, I don't have a good feeling about the wooded area. I feel like that could be another place that they planned on taking you. And then this landfill energy. This is just showing me that they are leaving a trail, like they've created a landfill. See all the things that are there that need to be buried? This person has so many things that they need to bury, but they're not going to do that. So, well, I like this deck. Actually, a lot. I was like kind of waiting for a minute to get it. And now that I have it, I like it. It's not as scary as I thought it would be. But good to know that you have like Dogman, Anubis energy looking after you. And then you also have, your ancestors. You have the angels. You have God. And you got a serial killer that is like literally knows that somebody has done an injustice to a divine being, and it's here to even out the scales of justice. All right, so we'll see what else the tarot has to say. So what about these people? Is there anything else we need to know about that? I just heard the name Jimbo or Jim. 10 of Swords. Yeah, they're about to experience the most ultimate betrayal. And these people could end up getting poisoned or stabbed or unalived in jail. Or 10 of Swords. I'll just say they could end up getting 10 of Swords in jail, right? And that's because this karma of them trying to do this to an innocent chosen being, you've done nothing to provoke this person. And that's why I say jealousy and envy is no reason to bully another individual. It's crazy if anybody thinks that jealousy and envy is a valid reason to attack somebody else. Not spiritually and not physically. And whatever LGBTQ plus feelings that these people are having and whatever perverted things they wanted to do, I'm getting they wanted to assault you. And that is not going to happen. Yeah, you've got this Queen of Pentacles stable energy here. And I feel like you've had to get away from these people to get stable. Because when you were with this person, you were always taking care of them. They were always needy. They were always being a drain on your finances, and they were always draining your energy, your sacred energy. So you weren't able to create or manifest when you were with this person, not like you can now. And you'll feel such a difference without this person in your energy. And I feel like also now that you don't have this person consuming your time and just eating your life away, Jimbo, very important. Okay. Wow. At 17. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. So you definitely have Jimbo as a protector. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Wow. That his energy came through here. And it's literally this person was such a sweetheart to you. When they passed, I don't know if you had been with this ex or not, but this person does not like this ex. Like they do not like this person. They do not like that person. And they don't care for the female either, but it's really the masculine energy that this person will literally, like, I see that this is a spirit that has the power to push somebody. So this person, he could end up getting pushed down the stairs or something like that by this entity. But yeah, I don't want to call it an entity because it's just a dead person, but by this person. But now you know, BC, that when people pass, why this happens to you, if you've had more than one person pass in your presence, is because you have a connection to the light and the other side, and they immediately go into the light. And that's exactly what I'm seeing with Jimbo. So he immediately went into the light, like no second thought or anything, but he's chosen to stay like a spirit guide for you and for the rest of his family. So yeah, this is the Queen of Pentacles talks about you being very nurturing, down to earth, and how you show concern for others. You know what? It's actually a privilege. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was just about to say that exact thing. It's actually a privilege to be able to be there holding somebody's hand while they're passing. That's a gift that you're giving to somebody so that they don't die alone. Like, because dying alone would be really, I don't know, be kind of scary, I think, or unsettling at least. And so you've given him a gift that is very precious, that a lot of people, when somebody's passing, they'll walk out of the room. You're the light. And so I feel like this is beautiful. I feel like this person was able to pass and goes directly into the light. So yeah, you also are very loyal to your friends and to your family. And so it just kind of is like telling you to be more choosy of who you give your time. Be more choosy. Choosy is not a word. Get better at choosing who you should give your time and energy to and who you shouldn't. And I would say the people you shouldn't would be people that want your energy to manifest, or they want, like, if they're always coming to you with a problem, but you're not, like, let's say you have a friend that always comes to you and they always have a problem and you always counsel them out of the problem. Okay. And then if you have a problem, this friend is so immature that you can't really go to them and ask for advice or help because they don't have their shit together. Why would you ask them when they're the one asking you for help? Why would you ask them for help if they can't get it together? So it's kind of like that's what I'm saying about unequal relationships or friendships where you're able to offer support, care, and help to others, but they are unable of doing that to you. That's a one-sided relationship. I'm not saying that those are all negative because people do come into your life for a certain reason and for a certain season. And that season could be so that you learn another lesson, or it could be just a karmic thing that you help somebody out. But always asking your intuition, okay, should I give my time and energy to this? And then do a check on yourself after you do give your time and energy to something or someone. Ask yourself, how do I feel? Do I feel good right now? How does my energy feel? If you feel when you're around somebody else and you feel your energy leaving your body and going to somebody else, that's an indication that you don't have control over your own energy and that's what you should focus on. Transmuting all of the energy within, that means anything you're feeling, anything that's being sent to you, and anything that has triggered within you. When you center and ground yourself and you transmute that energy, you'll become aware of where your energy is going. And if it's not feeding into the self, then it's being drained out of the self, or it's just you're either freely giving it or you're not freely giving it, basically. I definitely feel this Empress in the reverse is a stalker to you. This is probably the most dangerous person that's come out. And it's because they're infertile. They want to use your womb. That's why we were cleansing the sacred yoni energy. This person cannot create anything. And yeah, this could be another person that your ex messes with. I feel like this ex of yours uses mind manipulation, mind control, and gets into the minds of these women and makes them go insane. Like this is what this person was trying to do to you, but didn't work all the way. And this Empress in the reverse causes war, hunger, sickness, loss. This person has psychological problems. I'm not a doctor, but that's what the card says. And I agree with that. They have more than a psychological problem. They have a straight up mental condition that is going ignored. And the sad part about mental health, always, you guys, just like Bronwyn's Cove says, it's okay to not be okay. None of us are an island, but don't be doing it on yourself. These people are doing it by themselves. They're not seeking help. And the thing is when you have grown up in a family that has mental health issues, like Miss Empress in the reverse here, thank you so much. When you've grown up in a family that does have mental illness, like this Empress in the reverse, it's like you don't know that there's a mental illness because you think it's a normal part of life. Like you've just grown up that way. That's the energy I get from this Empress in the reverse, is that literally she does not know that she has a mental condition and that her mother has it. And so it's in the family, but nobody's told this person. I mean, my family, they don't have like a history of this type of stuff, right? And so if you don't know what your family's history is, if you only know like your grandmother and your mother, and you don't know beyond that, like you don't have an extended family to know if there has been existing issues, then you really kind of are blindsided to the whole thing. And so that's where I'm getting is like, I feel pity for this person because they don't know that they have a mental and emotional, and it's actually a spiritual sickness. It's an imbalance, and that they need, I can't diagnose anybody. I'm not a doctor, but from what I can feel, it would make their life better to get away from this masculine energy, to see a therapist. Therapy can do wonders. Talking through your problems can really, really just help get them out there. And then therapists usually have something very constructive and helpful to say back, right? These people are not being guided by spirit. They're being guided by their own inner, like, drives, like greed, money. They're very primal, very much acting from the reptilian mind. And that's why I feel like there is a mental imbalance that medication could help. Therapy could help. Both of these things applied with spiritual work and shadow work would help this individual cure this mental condition, but they'd have to get away from this masculine energy, because it is this masculine energy that's causing this. It's causing partially whatever this mental thing is that's going on, the psychological problem. But this masculine literally tried to do that, tried to push that energy on you. And it's because they wanted to control you when they were with you. So yeah, they see you as this Queen of Pentacles, being very abundant, being very, very fulfilled in your life, and they want that energy. So we've got a King of Swords in the reverse. Okay, this could be somebody that is like, I always think of the King of Swords as being, you know, somebody that's like two-sided. They're like, well, when it's in the reverse, basically. When it's in the upright, it could be somebody that's very strict and rigid, but they're like very much going to follow. When they're in the upright, they're going to follow laws and stuff, and they're going to be more like trying to get justice and doing the right thing. When they're in the reverse, it's almost the exact opposite. It's like cruel and self-centered. They plot against you, sadistic and manipulative, enjoys causing suffering and trouble, looks out for his own needs and interests. Watch out for this person. So this person is definitely with this Empress. So now we've got two couples and a Knight of Wands. So yeah, just be aware that they are, I mean, it came out in that deck that they are working as a group, but they're not getting far. They're not going to be able to disturb your sacred energy anymore. And they're not going to be able, because they don't have access to you. Even if they were to pull you up online and watch you some way, or to stalk your social media through a fake account, which is something that they do, they're going to try to do the same thing, because these people are acting from the reptilian brain. So they just keep trying to do the same exact thing over and over again. I don't think that's like, isn't that what insanity is? When you do the same thing over and over and you expect a different result. That's exactly what these people are doing. The same type of magic, same type of manipulation. They're expecting a different result from what they're getting. I don't know what they expected though. Like, okay, this star in the reverse is absolutely this Empress in the reverse's energy. She's definitely got a mental illness. When I see the star in the reverse, that is basically talking about somebody, this person, these people, they don't know how to believe in their own dreams. They don't know how to trust themselves, and they basically are doubtful. They're on the negative polarity of everything. And then it also talks about how they're being very stingy with their finances. When you were with this person, you could have paid for everything, like literally. And then when they got paid, it was like super stingy. There's a deficit in some type of way. When I feel like the star represents people's personal star and psychic spiritual abilities. When it's in the reverse, it could be somebody abusing their gifts, and it could also be somebody that is just dwells on their problems. They're always having bad luck. Okay, they've definitely got a mental illness and have bad luck. Yeah, these people are suffering from not a minor run in bad. This is a major run in bad luck for them. They're very insecure, but of course we knew that about this man, that he was very insecure, because somebody that's secure with themselves would never take these type of actions, think these type of thoughts. From what all the stuff I've said today, that it's all insidious shit. Like it's all stuff that you just really would be like, what type of normal person would think that? Well, this is not normalcy. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is coming from them being intoxicated. I feel like you grew out of whatever party lifestyle and they did not. Yeah, you have an Ace of Cups coming from the Holy Spirit right here. Yeah, absolutely. Seed from Step Brothers, Gator don't play. Yes. Seriously, that is so funny. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I love that movie. It's hilarious. When they make the bunk bed, oh my God, and it like collapses. Oh, it's so bad. But yeah, this Ace of Cups is talking about that when you are a friend, you give yourself to other people. You don't hold yourself back, but you're not the same. You're not how you were when you were younger. When you were with this person, you are no longer that person. You have completely transformed into the Queen of Pentacles, into a person of stability. This person had you in a deficit, just like it has these other people in a deficit. That's why in the past it was harder to survive with them. And again, they were doing stuff with money behind your back, just keeping it from you. So this says, let your guard down and open your heart. You can trust this new person, this emperor that comes in again. Even though the sky looks old, the guy is not old. That's coming in for you. You've been single for a very long time, and now it's time to, open up to the right person. Okay, you could end up meeting this person on the World Wide Web, but I do feel like they're either going to be in the country you live in or they're going to be moving to the country you live in. So I don't think it's a dating app. I think that this may be somebody that you talk to online, as it hasn't happened yet. This is going to be the best news when this person comes in. When this person comes in, it's going to be the best news because you've been working on yourself quietly, letting yourself grow and evolve. And now it's time for you to re-enter back into the world. You got an ace of not ace of cups. You have the ace of cups, but you got a 2 of cups offer. This is not only a love offer from the universe. This is a love offer that will come in from this emperor energy. And so you don't have to go. What I'm being told is that the world is conspiring to aid you. It's all here for you. It's circling around you. So it's basically telling me that you don't have to go anywhere for this love relationship to come in. Like you don't have to travel. You don't have to, go anywhere else. This is going to come into your life. You may meet this person at the grocery store, while you're at the lake feeding the birds. I mean, literally, this person could have a pet. You could be an animal lover yourself, I don't know why I keep seeing somebody feeding birds, but it's not just like where you would think it would be one type of bird. It's like a bunch of different types of birds coming up to you. This person could also maybe have a boat or work at a lake or work at something or maybe they just go to feed the birds. You may meet this person and end up talking to them because they like to go to feed the birds in the same place. Could be something like that. But this person is going to be so different. They're going to I feel like you may end up meeting somebody that owns a spiritual business or a metaphysical business, where your jobs are going to come in and link together so that you can benefit this person's business or online presence and they can help with yours. So I feel like integration of work and stability, even though you already have your own stability, there still is more stability coming in. Yeah, this is going to have these people in the 9 of Swords about you. But I mean, this man's been in the 9 of Swords since you left. Swear to God, never got out of the 9 of Swords. He's literally been in the 9 of Swords energy since you left because you were the stability. And he thought that he was leaving you for this other person. I don't know if he cheated on you with this Queen of Wands in the reverse. This person don't have no stability. They're immature. And they don't want to work. And so this person, it's almost like the poetic justice, a punishment for this person to have gotten somebody who is lazy, who doesn't want to work, who wants to just cheat people and stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of like how this person was pissed off that they had to have a job. Whoa. So whenever these fly out like that, all weird, and I'm like, whoa, why did so many pop out? Anything that's facing down, like this one, will be the card that is something that we don't see. And that they don't see. And then these 3 will be something that we do see. So we'll look at these 3. So we've got, oh my gosh, this is poetic justice. We have justice in the literal. This justice is here for you. It's going to be defending this 2 of Cups energy. Then this 10 of Wands, this is the burdens that these people carry. And it's because of these burdens that they're in the 9 of Swords, basically. STD, drug issue, alcohol issue, all of that, immaturity issue, inability and unwillingness to look at self or take accountability for one's own life, all that stuff. Then this 9 of Cups, you getting justice is part of your 9 of Cups. And what they don't see is this judgment that is about to come down upon them all crazy and that is no joke. This judgment is definitely here to protect you and your business endeavors. Wow. That was powerful. That was a powerful combination of cards. I'm super surprised they came out like that. just because I didn't think that card would be Judgment. All right, let's see if there's anything else that needs to come out. So basically, just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I'm getting that this person that this emperor that you meet, maybe he plays the guitar, or maybe he does some type, maybe he plays the piano, or maybe he plays an instrument. So he's got extracurricular stuff. Not that I'm not saying he's in a rock band or anything like that. I'm saying this is somebody that practices the guitar at home and likes to play the guitar. Maybe they play the violin. This person is very skilled at something. Maybe they build things with their hands. I feel like you're going to come into public fame and recognition through this person and through uniting with them. And that's total victory over the opposition. And that's honestly, that's God's judgment. God judged the situation, looked at everything and said, okay, you deserve to be rewarded for your hard work. Like point blank period. Obviously, this devil energy is going to have to walk away with the 7 of Swords. And it's because you are a high priestess. You absolutely are. This devil energy is going to be staying with these people. They're going to do a bunch of crazy nonsense, but it's not going to be able to affect you. You are this high priestess. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You are being very cautious. I feel like, you've got so many protectors. It's because of the work that you do on yourself and the work you do on the planet and how you connect with animals and you heal. You are an animal shaman. Absolutely. You're connecting with animals on more than one dimension of themselves. And that's why they're so drawn to you. I feel like you're like Snow White. You just walk outside and then here come all the animals. And I knew somebody that was like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like all these animals, they freaking are obsessed with you. Yeah, you've got this Ace of Swords protection. This protection has got these people feeling like they can't move forward, like they're in the 5 of Cups, just total regrets, that they're experiencing setbacks. Also, somebody feels so intimidated by you and your presence that they feel like for them to be able to do whatever this work is that they want to do, that you have to be gone. And that's not true. Okay, there's enough, whether it's being a psychic or being a motivational speaker or whatever it is, there is enough to go around. Everybody's, as long as you put in on, oh my gosh, your kids call you Snow White. That is so funny. That is so funny. I totally agree with your children for sure. They hit the nail on the head right there. Yeah, you're going to have this 10 of Pentacles, a super happy life. Just a super happy life. Also, you may end up investing in maybe Bitcoin or something like that in the future. You may choose to play the stock market. I feel like this Queen of Cups energy in the reverse is somebody that was attached to this group. I feel like these people may be a coven. So whoever this Queen of Cups energy is, she's going to try to bait and fish you to get you to join some online coven. And it's only with the intent to try to hack you some way to find out your location. But yeah, you just need to be careful. Make sure you're not listing your information online. I feel like there is a chariot. This chariot energy is police, and they're watching these people. I feel like there are police watching these people. So they're not going to be getting away with anything. They're watching these people, and I think this serial killer is also watching the police, watching these people. So it's like a lot of watching going on, a lot of stalking, a lot of creeping around, being weird. Yeah, this is because their whole intention, as we kind of conclude this today, is this 10 of Cups. But their whole intention was to betray you, like to get close to you, to then betray you. Okay, that holding, whether they're going to do this with witchcraft or with whatever means, okay, like that is still a premeditated criminal ass intent. This says criminal acts on this card. I didn't even notice that before. It says that they cheat someone out of money. That's definitely what they wanted to do to you. They wanted to take your home and your possessions and somehow put you in jail. Like these people pick on people who they think or in the Nine of Pentacles that don't have a support system. Been seeing Bitcoin, wow, in your hand, in your dreams. And that absolutely is confirmation. Do you know which hand it was? Because the left hand is about, is it? Yeah, your right hand itching is getting money. Your left hand itching is giving out money. But yeah, these people are they're gonna be losing their home or their possessions. Your right hand, that is a very good sign. If you saw it in your right hand, that means that you are going to be getting money on by doing that. It's going to be a great investment. These people, their betrayal intention has got them in the tower, and it's got them in the tower with the police. So that's bad. I also feel like they're about to be, they're going to, this next full moon, and I don't know when it is, it's April something, but they plan on doing a ritual on Easter. Okay. This is what these people plan on doing, some type of ritual on Easter so that they get your renewal. This is they've already gotten warnings from the universe to not do this ritual because it's going to backfire. It's not even going to go through. And what's going to happen is they're going to be in the Five of Pentacles almost immediately right after doing it. Again, they're not hooked into your sacred yoni energy anymore. So they're not going to be able to draw from you or pull from you like they did. So you getting that sign in your dream is a major sign that Bitcoin is something that you should invest in. And there is, like, you start investing, look into the different apps that they have, because I know somebody that does do Bitcoin and they get counseled on how to invest the money by somebody that teaches them about how the stock market works. These people are going to experience most likely a death. Like I was getting that it could be when they go into jail, which is, it's not even like, that part's not even premeditated. It's just karma that would happen because of the intentions that they held. So yeah, another lesson of learning about the law of attraction. If you hold all these, if you're holding on to these crazy energies like revenge, negativity, evil, hatred, whatever, that's going to be what you attract. That's going to be what your vibration, what you put out is what you attract. That's just the law of attraction. So if you have something in your vibration that's negative, these people don't understand that they're not going to be able to bring this death energy to you because you do not vibrate the same as that. There is nothing that, if you were doing the same actions as these people and being mean and wicked and evil and plotting stuff, then maybe you would be in alignment with their magic. Most likely it still wouldn't even work. This is why I feel like they should just give up on it altogether. They wanted to make a major turning point in your finances, and you're about to have a major turning point in a positive way with your finances here. So yeah, I feel really happy for you guys. This is amazing. Amazing stuff. Okay, we're at an hour and 27 minutes, so I'll probably shut down the reading, but thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all of the wonderful love and positive energy that you guys send. I'm so grateful. And I love being able to connect with people. And it amazes me how I will draw in people that are like my vibration. You guys understand me, and I totally understand you guys, and I love that. So continue on your very happy little way. Know that the best experiences, yes, absolutely. They definitely sent me the answer. Yeah, so that you would hear it. Confirmation, calling in positivity. Okay. All right, you guys, know that God loves you. Know that I love you. Remember, if you start to feel down, this spirit or this Bible quote, it says, the Lord protects and preserves them. They are counted among the blessed in the land. He does not give them over to the desire of their foes. The Lord sustains them on their sickbed and restores them from their bed of illness. That's like talking about the Lord taking you out of the nine of swords, And I don't feel like you were in the Nine of Swords. These other people were, but still, if your energy starts to feel down, definitely remember that quote, that God will restore you. God will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten. Welcome in, Beast Boy. You came in right at the end of the reading, but I will be going to my other channel if you want to go over there in just a few minutes. Yes, yes. Thank you. And God bless you so much. Okay. Know that God loves you. Know that I love you. All right. Go feed those birds and have a wonderful weekend. Or wait, what is it? It's like Tuesday. We're not even to the weekend, but okay. That's okay. We can think like it's the weekend. I was thinking it was the weekend for some reason. Okay, you guys, I'm giving you air hugs and lots of love. Know that you're supported. Know that God loves you and that God is there for you. Okay. All right. You just need to go within. You're going to find all the answers there. Okay. All right. Peace be with you. I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye.